Okay, so we're supposed to be getting a new Bleach game next year on a date that has yet to be revealed. It wasn't necessarily revealed in the trailer what game systems Bleach Soul Renaissance is going to be on, but a lot of people are speculating that's going to be on the PlayStation 5 and maybe the Xbox Series X and PC because it wouldn't necessarily do the game any favors for it to remain an exclusive to one particular platform, considering the fact that the Bleach series is not quite as popular as it once was. And don't get me wrong, we had the brand new Bleach animated series that just came out this past year, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, which is something that has been getting mainstream attention. So I do feel like with the popularity of the Thousand Year War anime, I do feel that this is a good time for, I guess, the makers of the series to capitalize off the popularity of the franchise. And I do feel that for the most part, as an action role playing game, it's going to be something that people can get into because it's going to be more story driven. But the funny thing about the game is that like the graphics and all that stuff kind of reminds me of Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series from the 2000s and the early teens. And in the sense where it's like you have like the graphics that kind of look like an anime, and for the most part it's mainly like it's mainly like narrative driven, so it's pretty much a lot of like voice acting and all that stuff while you're playing through the game, which is pretty cool. And as far as Bleach in general is concerned, um it never really became very popular in relation to video games because there have been like several Bleach video games that came out over the past decade or so, whether it be on the PS2, PS3, mainly PSP and like Nintendo DS. But most of those games remain Japanese exclusives, and the ones that were released worldwide, no one really knows about it because casuals kind of tuned out to Bleach as time went by. And like the last high profile video game I saw Bleach characters in was Jump Force from 2019. And that game was one that kind of flopped because there was a lot of hype that went into it. And then when it was released, it fell below a lot of people's expectations. And it wasn't really a massive commercial success or anything like that. But I think it's something that like maybe hardcore fans of like manga and stuff would probably enjoy in general. But for the most part, I do feel like this Bleach game has a lot of potential because I had saw the trailer, and we do know that characters like Ichigo or Hime, Uru, and Rukia is going to be in this game. And I think there's been like 5 characters confirmed for Bleach Soul Renaissance thus far. As far as like how many characters are going to be in the game total, I have no idea. I'm speculating somewhere between like 30 and maybe 50 characters. And honestly, if the developers were smart, they wouldn't release all of them, all those characters in the game upon launch. They would probably milk it out and probably just do DLC and make people pay for other characters down the line. But considering the fact this is an RPG game, things might be a little bit different because that's normally the case with fighting games. You have like your base roster, and as time goes by, you do DLC for like characters that people would want to play as. But this being a action role playing game, this is definitely going to be heavily story driven, and like I do feel that this is something that is going to I feel like this is definitely going to be more popular than Jump Force because Bleach has been around for a long period of time, and like at this point, I think there's been like 16 seasons in the Bleach series, and I feel like people had stopped tuning out, or they had started tuning out like during like the teens decade because like for the most part, I didn't see Bleach on like Toonami or anything like that during that decade because I got to see like shows like Hunter x Hunter and My Hero Academia and Dragon Ball Super. And I think they were even like still playing like Naruto, like Shippuden, in the teens decade. I don't think they ever like finished that. But at the same time, like I haven't really saw Bleach or anything like that in Toonami, and it doesn't mean that like the series has gotten bad or anything. It's just that it's not as popular as it once was. But I do feel like this new anime is something that with the Blood War anime is something that's got a lot of people's attention, and like pretty much it's a good thing that the creators are capitalizing off the popularity of the animated series, and it's supposed to be produced by Black Moon Studios, and as far as I guess like features are concerned, we kind of have a good idea on what to expect, but in terms of I guess whether or not you'd be able to play as because I'm not exactly sure like what the makeup of the game is going to be like. I'm not sure if it's like going to be an action RPG where you play as one character for each story, or you play as multiple characters throughout, different parts of the same story. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing what the final product looks like, and I'm looking forward to like seeing when the release date's going to be and what game system's going to be on, because I honestly feel like it wouldn't be a good idea to make it exclusive to one console, because I do feel that this game is going to need all the exposure that it could possibly get if it's going to do well in sales commercially.